Right, welcome back. So today's video is going to be the teardown of my bash session to find out what damage, all damage that we did to the Losi on those two big jumps. Not only that, we're going to tear down the X-Max and get the X-Max hopefully repaired. But as far as this goes, I want to see all the cage damage because I do have the sides. And the only thing I think that's not available is the shock rod end. That's on back order till December. So, but if it's the same as my Rock Ray, I'll probably steal it off the Rock Ray and wait for that shock rod end to come in. Or the DBXLE 2.0. I do have rod ends for that one as well. But let's get this body off. Let's see all the damage up close and personal. The body fared pretty well for folding almost in half. Nothing cracked as far as I could tell on the body itself. But we're going to go ahead and pop this body off and see. Oh, that's going to get rounded off. Looks like there's something stuck inside that one. Yeah, something's definitely stuck inside that. I find it's easier to take all the bolts loose and then pop up the body to get these plastic washer clips out. As they do stick pretty well. Into whatever roll cage or whatever's behind it. Oh, that body got really flexed right there. That right there got pretty... The big washer held it on though. $20 bolts to get this this body deal off. That's a lot of hardware. All I'm doing is pushing these bolts in so the washers won't fall off of them. But I might have to drill out that one. Which is weird. Let me grab a socket. I'll be right back. All right. jack. I'm going to try to dig out whatever's in there. Packed with sand. Just packed to the top with sand. And one plug for the lights. So, I'm going to kick on some light. We're going to take a look at some damage. Some carnage. We do know that the jack broke off. So, that's one of the first things. I don't know if I'll replace it. I'll probably just JB weld these plastic tabs that are here back onto the jack. Nice thing about owning a plastic welder. But this was the one that, so this is the side cage right here, and it broke there. So luckily I have the side cage, but I don't have this piece. So what we are going to do is get these spare tires off of here. These are pretty long bolts for holding on this spare tire. God, that one looks packed too. With all that dirt that's in there, all the sand seems to really get inside all this hardware. RC Guy Garage talked about diamond dust by him. Yeah, see, that one's got so much sand built up that you can't get the tool in there. All I'm doing is I have a broken 1.5, and that's what I use to dig out the screws. I tend not to throw anything away. I make use of whatever tool I have. So, spare tire, spare tire. So, God, it even flexed way back here. It took a pretty big impact right here. And this cage is kind of crushed in right here. So I'm going to pop the cage, the complete cage, off the body now. I think that'll be our next best move. And because the hardware is getting really a lot of it, I'm going to put all the hardware in a container so that I don't lose it. Always grab yourself a container. So let's get this thing flipped over. Actually, I'm going to take out, I know I got to take out these right here. That's why I drilled the holes. And that bolt is bent from the impact. This bolt, that's why that rod, look how Look at that bolt. I'll probably just hammer that straight, but man, that took a bend. That's why that cage right there was all bent up. So it's relatively pretty easy. So one there, up here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but right here is another bolt we're going to go ahead and pop out. Same to the other side. So right in here. It's going to take our front part out. And right back here next to the shock, that bolt managed to stay straight. And then we're going to flip it just to keep this connector those wires from falling anywhere. So there's 3 connectors right there for all the lights. That's it. So our cage, let's go through this, because this is the important part, I feel. So right here is where I made the plate. The impact was so hard right here, and it folded up. Instead of down, it folded this up, which broke this top rod piece right here. So that broke there, and then it broke right here. This fan setup. The impact was basically in this corner. So it broke 2 parts of the cage. One right there, and one right here. Now I do have this side, so you can see the wires are zip tied right here in this corner, and I believe these zip ties were like this. So I'm going to cut those 2 zip ties off. Well, actually there's a bunch of zip ties here. So I'm going to get all that stuff cut off, because we're going to replace out this side. So it looks like they put 2 all the way down to the front. Now we don't need to go that far. I think we can stop right there. That's going to allow us to flip our wires up and over. And then I'm going to unbolt this half now. I don't think it'll be hard. Nah, it shouldn't be hard at all. Just a bunch of little screws. So all along here, and there's really not many of them, but I'm going to start from this corner here, and I'm going to work my way around to getting all the bolts out. And I'm hoping that they're all the same size, so I'm going to lay them down in order until I find one that's not the same size. Now what is that? Oh, that's the other half of that cage. And that is a longer bolt. So I'm going to put that like that so I know where it goes. That's why we take things off and lay it in order. It's another big screw. Back to a short screw. Oh, that piece is spinning. This is the broken piece. That's our broken piece. So I'm going to lay the bolt there next to that broken piece. So I know. So far only one really bad bent screw. So we're almost off. 4 more bolts back here, right in the corner. Oh, that bolt's bent. That one's bent pretty good. That's how bad this cage flexed. That one's straight. That one's straight. And then the last screw. That one's straight. So it looks like there's 2 really long screws. And did I miss one? Oh, yeah. 2 short stubby screws. Lay it back on there. So right up here, holding on the fake interior. 2 little stubbies. That should be it. So, not too bad. So there's our whole side. And it looks like this piece is going to get transferred too. But that's that side cage. The right where we were trying to protect it, because it was folding right here, dropping the back, and too much pressure right there. So, but that was a big upside down landing. So, with that said, I have the part. So I do have some more parts coming in for that, but that's going to replace out this. So I'm going to get this opened up and get half of the cage out of it. Well, we'll see here in a second. So that's the piece I need for right there. Full send, they said. It'll be fun, they said. So the first thing I'm going to do is transfer this one part over. This part right here. Wrong driver. And I am going to retain my fix, so I will transfer this onto the new roll cage. So that's got a little pin to align it. There we go. Now you can see all the flex that this has. So I'm going to lay this back up here. And we're going to start bolting this thing back together. You know, they should have made these locking to where the plastic locks into each other and then bolts in, kind of like Traxxas does. Because if not, it puts all the pressure on the screws. This one will drop down over here. You guys probably can't even see, my arm's probably blocking it. The back fared pretty well. That's a bent screw. That's going to have to be replaced. Look at that. And the short little screws. There we go. So we just got to get this one piece, which is on order. I do have it on its way. It is coming. And the two bent screws I'm going to leave out and get these replaced. So that's about all we can do on this one today. I can zip tie this stuff back up. But I'm going to hold off for now. And then we'll get this piece transferred over as well, right onto there. And the fake airlines broke off the top of them. So that's going to pause it on the Super BAJA Rey until parts come in. But at least we know what's broken. And And I do have all the correct pieces coming for it. I probably got more pieces than I really need. So, and with the shock, we should pop this back on though. For our sway bar, so it doesn't drop down so far. And then there is a nut on the back side. So this popped out. That way it's not sitting funny until those parts come. But make sure everything is straight. Nothing's twisted or bent, which it all looks okay. So I'm going to get this out of the way. We're going to bring in the X-Max. Good old X-Max. We got some parts to unbox up here, so we'll be right back. I'll make this a separate video on repairing the X-Max just because the Losi one took so long. It's already 30 minutes into the Losi one. We just don't need any more time to that. But I'll do a separate video on this, so stay tuned for that. Watch the next episode.